Hello everyone. So in this video, let's talk about the different relationships we are defining in the Sequelize entities. So those entities are like has one, belongs to, has many, belongs to many. Okay. So what I did is I just tried to copy this from the Sequelize documentation. I will try to explain it in the just a better way. So we have defined two entities, A and B. Let's call them as a user and post. Okay. This is user and this one is post. Okay, now what I'm saying is user has one post. It means that user has one, so this is like a one-to-one relationship between user and post. Okay, it's like one user can have only one post, so it will be just a primary key from user will be a foreign key in the post entity. Okay, or you write it like this: post belongs to user. What it is saying this, so if you just talk about these two lines, the first line is saying that user will hold the primary key and that primary key will act as a foreign key in the post entity. Or you write in other way around, like post dot belongs to user. That is also saying that post will have the foreign key for the primary key which is defined in the user. So like sometimes we define this in the user and this we will define in the associate block of the post entity. Okay, so this is like a one-to-one. If you write it in the another way, like user dot belongs to post, it means what you are saying that user will hold a foreign key for the primary key which is defined in the post. So it will be wrong, right? So always take care of this. Belongs to has one means this is like primary key is going to the right side. Belongs to means the primary key is coming from the right to left and post is holding the foreign key. Okay, so this is the one-to-one. Has many is a simple example where like user can have multiple posts. Okay, so a dot has many, similarly user dot has many post. Correct. So this is what you have defined in the user dot has many post means user ID will act as a foreign key in the post. Now while writing this same in post, you will just say user dot post belongs to user. This is simple. Now this is a mix. I mean these are used in the combination. So has many means the user's primary key will act as a foreign key in the many post, and what it is saying, this post will hold a foreign key for many records which are defined in the user. So there will be many posts holding the foreign key pointing to the primary key of a user. Okay, this is a one-to-many relationship, and from post to user it is a one-to-many, many to one. Okay, many posts will belong to one user is having many posts. Then another one is a dot belongs to many. So this we write to have a many to many relationship through a third entity which will have the IDs of a first and second entities. Okay. Now coming to this, this is a dot has one, a dot belongs to. These are kind of pointing kind of one-to-one relationship point of, like a belongs to B. It is simply saying that A will hold the foreign key from the primary key entity B. A dot has many means A's primary key will be in the as a foreign key in the B entity. Many entities, so it's like a one-to-many. A dot belongs to B through C. It means A will have many to many relationship with the B, and there is a C is an intermediate entity we are having. Okay, so to create one-to-one relationship, has one and belongs to is a right choice. Or if you wanted to have a one-to-many relationship, then you can say has many. If you wanted to define a one-to-many relationship, then we can use has many relationship and belongs to. Right? This pair is something which we are going to use many times, like user post, and post and tags will have belongs to many because there is a many to many relationship between the post and tags. Okay, to create many to many relationship, you can use the belongs to many, which is just going to create a a third table having the IDs, entity IDs of first and second table. Okay, so we talked about these things, and these are the only things which we are going to define in the associate block of our entities. Okay, you can see user.hasMany, and we are using the hasMany with belongs to as a pair. Okay, so in the next video we'll define all the other entities also. I will just create them, and then we will start running the migration, because we are already connected to the database using Docker Compose. That is what we can run this. So we have database up and running, our Nodejs services are running. Okay, so what we will do is now we'll write entities, and to run the migration, what I did is I just copied these commands, Sequelize migrate. So what it used Sequelize db migrate command, and it will use the current environment is development. So from config.js it will see, okay, for development I have these configurations, I have to run migration against this database instance, and these are the tables I have to migrate, post user index. Okay, so for migration you have to create a migration. These are just only for when you do the db sync through the Sequelize, then it will try to create them. For migrations we will create a dummy migrations, like the create entity migration we will create here, and we will run that. Okay, thanks everyone.